Hello everyone. Today we will discuss the excretory system in Ampioxus. The excretory system of Ampioxus shows no similarity with the vertebrates. It consists of nephridia that is called as Protonephridia, which are similar to those found in the invertebrates, specifically the Annelida. The Protonephridia, the in Ampioxus, it, uh, uh, it contains about 90 pairs of the Protonephridia, and these are situated in the pharynx region or above the pharynx, between the walls of atrium and dorsal coelomic canal. These correspond in number and position with the primary gill slits and do not extend behind the region of the pharynx. Each protonephridium is simple, sac-like, thin-walled, ciliated, and bent tube. The tube consists of an inner vertical limb and posterior horizontal limb. The vertical limb lies above the primary gill bar and its ventral end terminates blindly. The horizontal limb extends up to the adjacent secondary gill bar. It opens into a atrium by small ciliated aperture that is called as a nephridiopore. The nephridiopore lies opposite to the secondary gill bar. Many short branches arise from the sides of the limbs. This is the structure of the protonephridia. This is the vertical limb and this one is a horizontal limb and this is a single protonephridia. This is the another and next. These are the protonephridia and these are the what? The gill bars, primary and the secondary gill bars, and these are the solenocytes which are present on the these protonephridia and the opening that is a nephridiopore. Each protonephridium, this is the structure of the protonephridium, which is a very simple sac-like, thin-walled, thin-walled and bent tube. And tube consists of the two limbs. What are these? One is a vertical limb, and that is the this one limb is called as a what? Vertical limb, and this limb is a horizontal limb. The vertical limb lies above the primary gill bar and its ventral end terminates blindly. This is the ventral end that terminates blindly. The horizontal limb extends up to the secondary gill bar. This extends up to the secondary gill bar and it opens into a atrium by a small ciliated aperture, and that aperture we called it as a nephridiopore. And the nephridiopore lies opposite to the secondary gill bar. This nephridiopore, it lies opposite to where? Secondary gill bar, and many short branches arise from the sides of the limb. These from the sides of the limb, many small short branches arises which are called as a what? Solenocytes. Each branch bears many flame cells, or these are called as a solenocyte. These are the branch cells, or these are the solenocytes. A protonephridium bears about, means single protonephridium, it bears 500 solenocytes. Each solenocyte is nearly 50 micron long and consists of long hollow stalk. This is a 50 micron long and it having the simple that is a uh, hollow stalk, a tiny rounded and nucleated body. This is a tiny and rounded nucleated body. The stalk opens into cavity of the nephridial tube. A long vibratile flagellum arises from. This is the long vibratile flagellum which arises from the stalk that arises from the basal body, and the situated in the cell body. The flagellum runs through the stalk and projects freely into the cavity of the nephridial tube. The solenocyte project into the dorsal coelomic canal and remain bathed into the coelomic fluid. The nephridia are supplied with the blood vessels of the glomus. So these solenocytes having the what? This nucleus and from the basal body there arises a what? The flagellum and this open towards the what? Lumen of the side branch of the what? Protonephridia. Then mechanism of excretion. All the 500 solenocytes of the Ampioxus pr- produces an produces an excretory surface of about 5 meters. Bulk of nitrogenous wastes are extracted by solenocytes from the blood and the coelomic fluid. Excretion occurs by simple diffusion through cell wall of the solenocytes, and excretory fluid is driven down to this nephridial tube by the vibrations of this flagellum. The nephridia discharge the excretory fluid into the atrium. This is the atrium and through the nephridiophore. This atrium and this outside through the what? The nephridiophore. And from the atrium, it is excreted through the atriophore along with the outgoing water current. So this is about the excretory system or organ of respiration, that is protonephridia in the what? Ampioxus. This is the protonephridia, and you can observe the what? This is a nephridiophore, this is a vertical limb, this is a horizontal limb, and this possesses the near about each protonephridia. It comprises of the near about 500 solenocytes, and these solenocytes are the hollow and having the nucleus, and the vibratile flagellum arises from the basal body, and they open toward the lumen of the side branch of the protonephridia, and all these excretory product it is released here, and then it is taken to the what? The nephridiophore and released outside the body.